Hello, this is Meredith from lymecompass.net, and it is the spring equinox today. And I am here, happy spring everyone, I'm here with Nettle. Urtica would be the Latin name, and gosh, this plant, I could do a half an hour video on this plant. There are so many wonderful attributes to beautiful nettle, but I'm going to try to be as concise as I can and just tell you, gosh, what an amazing nutritive nettle is. It is high in vitamin D, which is rare for some plants. It has vitamin A, C, E, K, and it is an abundant source of minerals such as magnesium, which people with Lyme really need to take high amounts of magnesium. It's got calcium, potassium, phosphorus, copper. And when this plant is dried, it's about 40% protein, which is just amazing. It has anti-inflammatory properties. It reduces the inflammatory cytokines and that whole cytokine cascade. It can just help to slow that down. It's so helpful as an antihistamine, which I know so many of us have histamine issues. It can help us, when we wake up swollen and puffy. It helps with allergic reactions, be it food or hay fever issues or just any kind of allergy issues that we have going on. It's so nutritive that it can help repair and rebuild joint structures. And it's gentle enough for everyday use and yet powerful enough to just really be such an amazing ally in helping us to heal. What else can I tell you? Oh, it's a mild diuretic. It helps purify the blood. It helps move toxins out of the body. The sun just came out from behind the clouds. It's getting bright out. What else can I tell you? Supporting the adrenals. This plant is such an amazing ally in adrenal health. When we're dealing with chronic illness, our body is so taxed. I myself try to practice mindfulness and meditation and breath work and just trying to give myself ease in whatever way I can. But when there's a chronic illness going on and your organs are working so hard, no matter your state of mind, sometimes we just get in that adrenal fatigue because our body is just so compensating for the infection. And nettle is just a wonderful way to nourish the adrenals. What else can I tell you? It's a hemostatic. So it can help with internal and external bleeding. And I think that's super important in realms of people dealing with babesia, where babesia will go and it will attack the red blood cells and burst them. And nettle can be, again, such an ally. It's also, nettle will help the elasticity of veins. So people dealing with varicose veins, or those of you with Bartonella that get the spider veins all over your legs, again, nettle is helpful for that. It supports the kidney function. It helps release and move toxins. And because of all these attributes, it's so immune enhancing, which of course we all need immune support. What else can I tell you? Balances the blood sugar, helps prostate health. What else can I tell you? There's so many wonderful things about this plant. Now I'm going to try to close up here. See these tiny little hairs here on the nettle? Those are nettle's little stingers. And this nettle works a lot like bee venom in a way. And as we touch or brush up against the plant, those little hairs will get caught in our skin, and it delivers a little sting like a bee sting, which is very high in formic acid. There's also several other nutrients that are passed on to you through the sting. But that can just really help with inflammation. Of course, the sting is irritating, and it can actually last a little bit longer than a bee sting because those little fine hairs is sort of stuck in you. Where a bee sting, we sometimes pull out the stinger, or with bee venom, we inject it with a needle sometimes. But that just really helps reduce joint inflammation. When I've run out of bee venom, I will sting myself with nettle, and it's been used for centuries in herbals and medical texts. People getting flogged with nettle. It'll grow, 3 to 3.5 feet high. I stop harvesting it when it starts to flower. It's actually a biodynamic remedy for the soil in biodynamic agriculture, and they use it when it is in flower. But I use this so much that it hardly gets to flower. When it does, if it does get to flowering, you can cut it back and it'll grow back for you like this, and then you can have it as a food source. So yes, I use it as food. I use it like in anything that you could use spinach or kale or collards in. I love to just cook nettle with some olive oil and garlic. I'll put it in quiches and frittatas. I put it in pancakes. You cannot eat this raw. You'll cry if you do. You need to steam it, or you can dry it. A lot of people use it for tea. I make all sorts of cakes and muffins where I'll steam it and then I'll puree it in a blender with some eggs and almond milk, and then I pour that into whatever batter I'm using. What else can I tell you? Some people will tincture it. It's so tasty. I personally reserve tinctures for things that don't taste so great, but nettle is just such a wonderful tasting food that we use it in tea and in our foods. But if you do tincture it, 50% alcohol is a good way to preserve it. What else can I tell you? Oh, harvesting. So doing this one-handed, you can just take your scissors and then I don't mind the sting. It's helpful to me, but I've got some other material in there, but I just collect it and rinse it and then steam it. Some people that are more sensitive than myself might use goatskin gloves to harvest it. When you're drying it and stripping the leaves from the stem, a lot of people will wear gloves for that. But oh my God, I don't know how long I've babbled on here, but this is such an amazing plant, and I really hope that you have more nettle in your life. Happy spring, everyone. I have a little plot on the land I live in where I just let this go wild and spread. It's definitely stretching out. Anyway, I'll have to post a picture when it's a midsummer and I have my big wild patch. But many blessings to you. Happy spring.